Welcome to the 2021 National Skills Challenge Finals event. Now, this is the opportunity to stream the top 8 ideas that have been submitted by teams from all over the country, and they are 8 incredible ideas. In fact, all of the ideas that were submitted to our team were absolutely incredible. It has been an incredibly challenging year, but the outcomes that each and every one of you watching and participants has been fantastic to see. Now, my name's Liam, I'm the delivery manager here at the Inspirational Learning Group, and I'll be here to link together everything that's happening at this pre-recorded event from here at Staffordshire University, London. Now, the way it works is quite straightforward. Our judges are all going to be watching the top 8 teams, and throughout the stream, you'll have the opportunity to see who those judges are and exactly what it is that they thought of the various different ideas. And you'll be hearing from them in my very own judging area. So what we're going to do is dive straight into that judging area and meet the first of our judges, Matt. So, first of all, joining me from Staffordshire University, London, we've got the director of Staffordshire University, London, we've got Matt Brindley-Sadler with us. Hi. So, Staffordshire University, London, tell me, what is it that you guys do here, Matt?
Okay, so, short journey, potted history. We scoped out the idea of a campus that we could launch specifically digitally focused degree courses. And we landed on this campus here at Hearth in a really exciting innovation ecosystem that links up education and startup companies and leading digital companies within esports games and the computer sciences. So we opened in 2019 and we're about to get bigger. We've just earmarked £3.5 million worth of investment to expand our courses, expand our provision, and we are working closely with more and more companies locally to provide opportunities for students. That's pretty much where we are now.
I also feel like I should say that that's maybe not quite hot off the press, but that's pretty exclusive information that you just heard.
It is pretty new information, yeah. So we've been working on our expansion over the last couple of months and sort of scoping out what's going to work best. We're mindful that emerging industry growth and acceleration really in certain sectors is slowly starting to show as being East London as a core component of the capital's digital strategy. There is other industries that we're going to be looking at. We're looking hopefully to the future for certain elements of technology-driven elements of media and production. And as some might be aware, there's new studios being built in Dagenham down the road. Also, a lot of investment happening in and around the Olympic Park as part of that legacy from the Olympic Games nearly 10 years ago now. God, where's that time gone? And especially with respect to esports and games. So we're in the right place at the right time to provide students with the best opportunities to enhance their future careers.
I think it's safe to say from everything you just explained there that this is an incredible place that's growing rapidly. Obviously, the young people at the heart of that entire expansion plan. So specifically in the context of the National Skills Challenge, why is it that Staffordshire University London wanted to set this programme for college-age students?
Well, we've got a portfolio of courses here in London, from computer games design through to esports, cybersecurity, computer science, concept art for games and film. And on paper, they look like they're wholly disconnected. But they're not, because any academic journey that is linked to industry developments with its core anchor within digital is going to have crossover. So you can't design a computer game without knowing maybe some elements of computer science and programming. Cybersecurity is a big thing, that's why we embedded that within the challenge, because it's really important to understand that we're all vulnerable for hacks every single day without our knowledge oftentimes. But then obviously, the back end of this is games that are designed at the front end for tournaments and for competitive gaming, which is the big growth in the esports sector. So we wanted to be able to demonstrate to young learners that actually there is a thread that connects everything together, and for them to understand that there are opportunities to follow that thread through different learning journeys, but also into different career routes as well. So you could do a degree in computer games design, but actually end up being an esports promoter, because that knowledge is transferred, and that's really important.
You just talked a lot about kind of understanding knowledge and so on. It's safe to say I understand a lot more now about cybersecurity and so on than I did before, and that's mainly down to you watching now. Your ideas have been absolutely incredible, and obviously that's why you're here today. Obviously you're one of our judges, you're on the judging panel. So to be honest with you, I'm going to kick you out of my little area here. I'm going to get you to the judging panel, and stay tuned. We'll see how the top 8 teams have gotten on. First, from badminton school, Serenity.
very topical. Mental health, well-being. I think that's the key thing. It's obviously quite self-reflective as a group about positivity of gaming, as opposed to some negative connotations sometimes. Staring at a screen, maybe this is to help the mental health and well-being of players.
Absolutely. And this industry is taking off as well, so we probably have some great opportunities for partnership and sponsorship and all of that moving forward.
I like the use of AI as well, with regards to censor bots, keeping it clean with anti-swearing and inappropriateness of language. I like that.
Picked up on the cyber security as well with the encrypted element third parties cannot access.
Yeah, so cryptography probably in there.
And two-factor authentication as well.
Representing Westminster Kingsway College, Arcandy.
Hi, I'm Saleh and I did the character design and security for Arcandy.
Hi, I'm Ali and I'm the project manager for Arcandy.
Hi, I'm Titi. I did the character design and the promotional material for Arcandy.
Hi, I'm Camille. I did the character design, storyboards, and sponsorship.
Hi, I'm Alfie and I did the character design and future technology.
Hi, I'm Leland. I did the character design and events.
And we are here representing Westminster Kingsway College. Arcandy is a PC-based esports game which is targeted towards players, both casual and expert, aged 13 and up. It is a candy-based, team-based experience aiming to provide both entertainment and escapism. Our game takes great inspiration from franchises such as Splatoon for visual art style, Little Nightmares for perspective, and Party Animals for gameplay. We hope to attract an audience that enjoys cute characters and engaging team-based activities. Our main goal of the game is to travel to the other team's base to steal and secure their candy at your own base. The bigger the candy, the bigger the reward, but the bigger the risk. The team with the most points at the end of 3 rounds of 4 minutes wins. Our game features colourful characters for our equally colourful environment. Everything takes great inspiration from prize corner candy and typical arcade features.
Future tech, we're going to be using 4D audio, which will allow you to hear from all different directions and the proximity. We're also going to be using VR, which will change the game from third to first person.
Arcandy focuses on an anti-bot approach when it comes to security. This includes using accounts with valid emails, sensing anomalies within the game, and having the ability to report bugs and speak to the team. Our sponsors are Monster Energy, Skittles, and Reese's. We decided to do Monster Energy because, just like our game, it is super energetic. We decided to do Skittles and Reese's too because they are popular treats among our age demographic, which is young adults and teenagers. It also fits well with our theme, Arcandy. We will include these sponsors as either unlockable characters or as props that players can use to boost their abilities.
As for the events, we chose Comic-Con, and there will be a themed booth, a community gathering, as well as backdrops with props and mascots.
As for promotion, on days 1 to 4 we will be releasing advertising on sites like billboards, buses and promoted tweets. On days 4 to 7 we will start a giveaway that ends on the release date for things like stickers and keychains of your favourite characters. A day before the game's release, we will be giving free keys to famous people like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier so they can play the game and see what they think.
We believe we deserve to win because we worked really hard as a team under these strict time restraints to create such a unique game, which is unlike many other esports games that include violence and gore. This game can be enjoyed by anyone without those features. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation.
You want to start us off, Matt?
I can do, yeah. I really like that. I liked the way that they all came together, but they divided up roles between themselves. I think that's really important. That shows a really good team ethos. You can never win a football game if you've got 11 goalkeepers. You know, it's that, and I liked that. I thought it was well presented. I thought they talked through some of the concepts quite well. I liked the discussion of new technology, so utilising potential for AR, VR, and especially maybe going into some more virtual tournaments. I liked the co-branding that they talked about. potential for the commercialisation. That can be tricky and can have an awful lot of legal wrangling over a long period of time. So sometimes it doesn't meet all the points of that triangle of expectation of being good, quick and cheap, unfortunately. But it is a really good idea. And also I like the idea that they talked about using role models to promote the game and to promote that brand. People buy from people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Sami?
Yeah, I like they included the concept art in there of the different characters. Characters look really engaging. I also like that they were going for casual players as well as expert players, so having that massive appeal, but also setting it up for that e-sport audience with the expert players that obviously the casual players would be looking up to and trying to emulate. So I thought that was really well done. Also picked up on the use of VR, switching it from third person to first person player. I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, and definitely the core branding is always a good idea. Collaboration, tapping into fans of Reese's and Skittles and all the other sweets. Yeah, really well thought out. And also like the fact that we got a video from them and everyone got an opportunity to present and to hear from the different members of the team. Yeah, it was a really good presentation.
From Northbrook Metropolitan College, Project Hearth.
Hi, I'm Cameron, and I'm the project manager and game director for our team.
Hi, I'm Aaron, the cybersecurity lead and game developer.
Hi, I'm Harry, I'm the core game developer and event manager.
Hi, my name is Luke, I'm the 3D lead and visual concept artist.
Our target audience is people aged 12 to 18, looking for a faucet of escapism or a fun community game. Our game is a survival-focused investigative multiplayer puzzle game, where the majority of players, the explorers, have to escape their peril by repairing their base of operations and calling for help, whilst the saboteurs attempt to foil them by using traps and the environment. The explorers are split into two types of characters, the brainy scientists and the brawny mercenaries, who specialise in different fields. Alongside our cast of diverse player characters, our community can enjoy the company of various companions to let everyone feel included within our community.
Our game differs in the deception genre by shifting our main focus to the explorers and their journey. Much of our gameplay focuses on the survival aspects, with the saboteurs being a fun influence on the players and the environment. Each and every round has its own unique story and experience, with randomised roles and fun options for each different round. And the classes and character types cater to various playstyles and options.
Our future tech utilisation focuses on the fun accessory of our augmented reality camera, allowing players to take pictures with their favourite characters and companions in their favourite levels.
We will be planning to work closely with Twitch.tv to provide our community with their very own Twitch rivals, featuring some of their favourite content creators competing over several games. During this event, we will enable loot drops for viewers and fans to earn unique cosmetic drops. We plan on enlisting content creators such as Jacksepticeye, Toast and more to expand our community and engage with large audiences.
Our pre-release week will feature the release of character biographies and opportunities to win a free copy of the game. After launch, we will be releasing a small battle pass to give players an opportunity to earn exclusive cosmetics for free. Pre-ordering the game will include a free exclusive companion plushie, Monkey, as well as a digital copy of the pet to follow you on your adventures in-game. If we reach 2,500 copies sold in the first month, every player will receive an exclusive pet decided by community poll.
Our team deserves to win. Due to the innovation of survival mechanics in a hit genre, not only have we poured our collective passion into this project, but we have sought to provide the best experience for our player base. The enjoyment and player experience is incredibly important to us, and is the main basis for our pitch. We've taken our inspirations and aspirations, as well as our group knowledge, to provide something that truly redefines the survival deception genre. Thank you.
Shall I kick off?
Go ahead.
That was very confident, very polished, very well put together. I think they divided their roles very well and aligned them to industry level roles.
That's what I loved about it.
Yeah, they had actually obviously done some research. I think that's really key. I was very impressed with that. They'd obviously done a bit of background. I liked their sort of development process that they talked about, but some three key big hitters for me was the fact that they actually had a go at building something.
Yeah.
So they used an engine, they actually used some development tools to test both the character and the environment, which was really important. I liked their discussion of the characterisation of the different roles within the game. Also, their sort of nods to advanced and emerging tech and developments in AR and AI. I like their use of Twitch. I thought that was great. So they're looking at communities that are known and recognised. All of the other bits and pieces like loot drops and things like that I thought were great. But I just thought overall it was a really clearly defined project. I was impressed.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously they put a ton of time and effort into the game itself. The concept was there. Like you said, they went through and started testing and developing, which is brilliant. I think the one thing that I would have loved to see a little bit more around is that commercial element. Yeah. Whether that's my sales background or something else coming up, I would like to see it. However, I thought their nods to this industry, understanding key role models, key influencers, understanding the platforms, going about and understanding the tech, the emerging trends. It, like you said, it was very clear that these guys are into what they're doing, and I think that shone through in the passion that they put into it.
Yeah.
So we're now 3 teams down. Congratulations to all 3 of the colleges that have performed so far. Fantastic work for you, and I suppose good luck to the colleges that we've not yet seen. I can't wait to share your work with everyone that's watching along now at the moment. But in the judging area, obviously we've got Sami with us at the moment. Sami, how have you found the first 3 presentations?
Awesome. Just been so impressed with the concepts. First of all, there's been like just all different concepts, and I really appreciated that, and also just the effort that the students have put in, because obviously it hasn't been an easy time right this year, but people have almost persevered and they've made sure that they've worked well together, and they've got themselves on camera, probably not used to doing it that way 100%. Either, and they've put in really just strong projects, and it's going to make really hard work for us as judges to choose between them, because they're all such great projects. I was
going to say, I imagine the anxiety started to raise a little bit, that there's 3 really good ones and there's more yet to come still.
But the thing is, I guess they can all take pride in that they've all made it this far, right? And and you take those ideas forward, use these on your CVs, on your personal statements, when you're applying for uni, let them know that you did do this work. So even if you don't make it in the top, just know that this is all worthwhile, because you've learned something and you can use it as evidence on your personal statements.
Exactly. What was really nice was you were talking there about obviously the kind of interpersonal skills, the time management, the leadership, communication. That's what's all the challenges about, which is really nice. But I know that in your role, obviously those skills are quite important as well, and going out there meeting the young people. So tell me, what is your role here at Staffordshire University London? Because I imagine that actually some of our viewers might actually recognise you from their colleges, perhaps.
Maybe not the last year, because I've not been out and about. But you might have come to a virtual event. So I'm the head of recruitment and outreach, and my job is basically to go out there and let people know we're here, let them know what courses we do, and and let them know about university. So I talk to people, to young people, especially at colleges and schools, about university as a whole. Try to be impartial, just let them know that university is a good option for you, and then I talk to them specifically about what we can do here at Staffordshire University London in terms of offering them a different option. Our courses tend to be more hands-on, tend to be digital, focusing on growth sectors. As you would have seen if you took part in the project, we've got courses like esports, game design, cyber security, concept art, and computer science. So we're really thinking about the future, and I'm just out there just letting people know, because a lot of the time you just don't know.
100%.
Yeah, back in the day when I used to be allowed to go to UCAS events, people would literally walk past our stand and their head would turn like this, because they go, oh, I didn't know you could study esports. I didn't know you could study game design. And that's all I'm here to do. I'm just here to make sure that people realise the options they've got, and then if they've got any questions about university at all, I'm here to answer them.
So with all of that in mind, I imagine there's a lot of students that are watching right now, or students that are not necessarily watching live now, but going to watch this event back, that will be considering not necessarily Staffordshire University London at the moment, but esports as a sector. And I suppose twofold really. What would you say to them about considering the industry, and specifically why would it be beneficial for them to potentially come and study here at Staffordshire University London?
Yeah, so it's a participation industry, esports. I'd say if you're considering it, chances are you already watch esports, you already enjoy esports. Keep doing that. Find an opportunity to volunteer in esports. Just do something. Get involved in the sector already. You don't have to wait till you get to university or after you've even graduated from university. Esports is about building those contacts and that experience now. So just get involved. Play a really active role in the sector, in the industry. And then when you come to university, we just open up your opportunities. We find more opportunities for you to get involved in the industry, but also we backed it up with some knowledge. We will give you extra knowledge that can help you do that in an effective way. So it's about coming here, upskilling yourself, but also increasing the number of opportunities you have to enter the industry at various touch points, be it event organising, broadcasting, or working directly with teams. So it's just about increasing your opportunities when you go to university.
Let's get back to the presentations with Kirklees College and their team, Demeter.
Hi, I'm Amelia Gorn and I will be pitching to Demeter on behalf of Team Ducks. This is our logo. We are called Apocalypse Gaming, and we have chosen a purple and blue colour scheme to reach out to all genders. We have picked a man wearing a gas mask because we feel he links with our game, and it is set in a zombie apocalypse where characters wear gas masks. Our target market is teenagers aged 16 to 19, and they are PC gamers who will play to socialise or as a stress reliever. They will also be casual gamers. We have put features to appeal to our target audience like levelling up, storylines, games that give rewards, shooting, multiplayer and single player. It will be access to players through a PC, free to download with in-game purchases for additions to characters, additional XP and so on. It can be played using a keyboard and mouse, and there is no need for a remote controller but can be used if preferred. A paid monthly membership is offered to players with a 1-month free trial which removes adverts, offers 10 people multiplayer and so on. As our target audience is students aged 16 to 19, a 20% off discount will be offered with valid proof of age. For gameplay, characters and storylines, our storyline takes place 200 years in the future where a big tech company tries to further advance themselves but instead pollutes Demeter with radiation which causes a zombie apocalypse. Demeter follows two siblings who you can see on the screen, Amara and Obsidian, who players can choose between, and they follow different storylines. Players can also change the names if they want to. This is our grab screen which shows the futuristic city that the game is set in, and the game is set in the year 2220. This is a picture of the Greek goddess Demeter, who is inspiration behind the name of the game. She is the goddess of harvest, agriculture, the cycle of life and death, and sacred law, which links to the zombie apocalypse theme of the game. To implement future technology, we will have optional add-ons like a VR headset, a gaming controller, and Demeter is monthly updated for new future technology innovations and advancements. For cybersecurity, a map of all the places where the account has been used will be shown to the user so they know if their account has been hacked. We will encourage users to use a safe username and password and have a report button if users do not feel safe. There are set guidelines and rules for players, and we will remove players who are not following the guidelines. We will also hold an esports event to promote Demeter, where the top two teams will go head-to-head for the title. This will be at the ESI London event, where we'll promote our game Demeter at Twickenham Stadium in September, where teams like Fnatic, Guild and Misfits Gaming will play. Our sponsors for the event are Coca-Cola, Curry's PC World, Monster Energy Drinks, Walker's Crisps, Cheetos, Cadbury's and Metro. We will also have a launch strategy and promotion, where our target audience uses social media most often out of all age groups. We have chosen to use Instagram to promote our esports event. A social media account will allow us to post about Demeter, keep fans updated and our target audience updated as well. Advertising on social media using Instagram will allow our viewers to screenshot, share, save, like and comment. We can also view the activity and statistics of our account to see if we are reaching our target audience, and statistics such as gender, number of times viewed and so on. As you can see on the screen, we have picked PewDiePie to promote our video game because he's the most popular video game YouTuber as well as most followed. This makes Instagram and PewDiePie the best option for our game. We'll also have a 7-day promotion strategy to promote our esports event through Instagram. For example, on the first day we'll post a video of the city of Demeter to show players how it looked before and after the zombie apocalypse. We feel that this will excite players about the release of our game Demeter and the esports event. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please ask.
Okay, I thought it was a really nice set of visual slides. I think that sort of grabbed my attention. I think oftentimes you can be a little bit overly prescriptive in slides for presentations, so I think that was really, really nice. I thought some great ideas. I like the brand of this. I like the sort of, I like the Demeter brand, that sort of nods to the sort of deities, so to speak. That sort of post-apocalyptic approach, but then obviously you've got a rebirth type thing. I liked that. I thought it was some. They mentioned about cyber. I thought that was good. That was obviously a good consideration for them. And I like the fact that they'd set out a launch and promotion strategy, not just a commercialisation strategy. and also very much use of social media, but specific social media channels, obviously mention of Instagram, because they want that visualization element rather than just the community engagement element of social media. So yeah, overall I was quite impressed with that.
What do you think, Sami?
Yeah, I think I agree definitely with I like their serious considerations for cybersecurity. I feel like a lot of teams would have been tempted to just put cybersecurity as like an add-on, but they had like a page for it, had the map of the country and stuff, so they've given it some serious thought, which was nice to see. I also like that they've got a few concepts and elements that are popular, or like, so for example, the zombie apocalypse thing is something that's been tried and tested. And I also thought that with that idea, there was like a nod to the environment, the tech company making everything go wrong. So, and obviously then the god Demeter, the god of the harvest, obviously there's an element to sustainability there. There's like a nod to sustainability, which is good to see. Interesting use of teams, I thought, in terms of the way of delivering your presentation. The way they did it was interesting, and there's loads of bold colours. They like their logo as well. So yeah, it's a solid presentation.
From Telford College, Car City.
Hi, we're Car City and my name's Liba.
My name's Sophia. And my name's Maddie.
So what is Car City? Car City is a freemium competitive racing mobile gaming app where gamers will compete against each other and win coins and crowns in order to unlock new levels and different cities. Users will have two options, including reality and an animated world to race in. Players are also able to include family and friends or play anonymously worldwide. In order to reach new levels, a certain amount of coins will be required, and to unlock new cities, a certain amount of crowns, which can be achieved by continuously playing the game and reaching the top 3 positions on the leaderboard.
Our target market is aimed at 13 plus, but it can attract all ages due to the competitive features such as driving and travelling aspects.
Players will be able to unlock new cities as they gain crowns through playing the game. The different cities will include Birmingham, Manchester, London, Liverpool and Paris. Players will also be able to unlock new car features such as new colours, tyres and increased car power as they unlock new levels. Different colours and more unique features will be available to purchase from £1 to £5.
We hope to expand in the future with usable technology and wearable technology such as steering wheels and virtual reality headsets. In the future, we would like people to connect these headsets with their own devices so they can play with the 3D style.
Any details provided will be regulated under the Data Protection Act, as the app will have a 2-factor authentication, which will be security. Users can give their mobile numbers and email address for the security.
Our sponsors will include Formula 1, Shell and Mercedes. This seems suitable for our app as they all come into relation with cars and the way we would like to represent our brand. Users would also like to participate in esports. They would have to register online and would be chosen to be a part of the tournament. The tournament will take place in different cities as shown on the app. Players would also be chosen to compete against each other in the 5 cities. In each city, 1 player will be eliminated until there are 2 players left, where they will compete in a different country such as Tokyo. This helps to attract a different audience and market.
We have chosen TikTok as our social media platform as it seems most suitable for our target market. Ads will be shown on the screen, which will be small clips showing what the concept of our app is and what it entails, intriguing the target market to download it. Our launch strategy includes continuously promoting our game through TikTok, electronic billboards and pop-up ads. We have chosen Lewis Hamilton as our celebrity to represent our app, as he is well known in the Formula 1 industry and has a personal experience as a champion himself.
Here are the images that you have seen throughout our presentation. We have drawn rough sketches and visual representation to show how we have envisioned our car city. This is how we would create and design our app and what the potential theme would be.
Thank you.
Sami, do you want to go first this time?
Yeah, sure. I thought it was a pretty straightforward idea in terms of car city. It almost does what it says on the box, right? And people love cars. There's a lot of successful racing games, so that concept is really strong. Obviously, it also stands out against all the other ideas we've seen. Like someone's gone for a car, like so that's really cool. I also liked at first when they were speaking and talking about unlocking the cities, I was like, you could have thought bigger than Birmingham and then Paris. But then when they went to talk about the esports and talk about Tokyo, it's almost as if you start off as a novice and you get to play locally. It's almost like football, and as you progress into the game, then you get to Tokyo. So I think that progression element was really strong. Them talking about TikTok as well, that's the biggest app at the moment with their target audience. So it's really smart about them thinking about that. And also the brand tie-ins as well with Formula One, Mercedes and Shell, and obviously relevant to the car city. So good presentation.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like you say, when you say use of TikTok, it's a channel that is in the zeitgeist at the moment. It could change, but I think they recognise that it is the type of platform, short, sharp bursts to actually promote. Maybe they could have produced their own little TikTok video to go like that. But I do like that because it's easier to get a global penetration of an idea and a concept through TikTok than some other channels at the moment, where the geotagging is actually quite geocentric. So I thought that was good. Lewis Hamilton, I'm sure he would jump on board if asked. But I liked them when they talked about tech. They talked about the tech that's relevant to a car and racing type game. So they actually talked about the wearable tech and obviously the haptics and the steering wheels and things like that. I thought that was quite good. They weren't just thinking, oh, AR, VR. They were thinking something that is very much aligned to that traditional game format. And then the other thing that, when you talked about that sponsorship and branding, I agree. It's that real world sponsor of the virtual world equivalent. Yeah. So there is a nice line drawn. And I thought they did very well. It was a good presentation.
So we're 5 teams down so far. You know how it works. We're going to take a quick break, and we're not quite going to find out how things have ended just yet because we're back in the interview area, and we've got none other than John here. So obviously John from the Inspiration Learning Group, as with myself. Who are the Inspiration Learning Group? Tell me.
Yeah, so the Inspirational Learning Group are a company that focuses on developing young people's enterprise and employability skills. We go into schools, we help young people think about their education in a way that's a little bit different than what they typically get into on the day-to-day. So we talk them through business challenges, and we partner with big businesses across the UK, across the world, to create really meaningful challenges so that we get our young people not only thinking about studying, but how am I going to convert that knowledge into the real world?
And I must admit, it's quite strange because obviously you've just explained to me what I do for a living, but it's quite nice nonetheless. Obviously, me and John work together, so I know a little secret that today's your first time judging. So how have you found that in itself? How's that experience been?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's really exciting. Now, you know, I've been to a couple of schools with you. I've seen some of the ideas from the young people, and it's always electric. There's so much energy and there's so much creativity when we give young people that ability to just go out and do. And seeing these final ideas, you just see the thought process. You see how intelligent and talented these young people are, giving them an opportunity to do something they're truly passionate about. So it's been incredible. It's tough.
I was going to say, I imagine a little bit stressed about choosing a winner.
It's, you know, you start to think, oh, but that part was really good, but they did such a good job in this other element, and I wish I could give everybody an award, but you know.
So without giving too much away, have you been impressed with anything particular about the ideas you've seen so far? We're 5 down, what particularly stood out to you?
Absolutely. I think one of the things, especially in this type of challenge for me, that stands out is the artwork.
Yeah.
As someone who's not an artist at all, when I
can vouch for that, by the way.
Okay, no need for that. When we see 16, 17-year-olds just these skills coming out on paper, and you know, it's not just characters, it's concept, it's thinking through the light and the dark and the themes and everything, and you see them translate it from their minds onto a piece of paper. Unbelievable. So detailed, so beautiful. Yeah, just wildly impressive.
100%, and I must admit I'm quite glad that I'm not on the judging panel because yeah, you've got a hard decision. So a quick breakaway from judging for a mind. So obviously we're at Staffordshire University, London, which is an incredible facility to say the least. From your perspective, why do you think it's beneficial and important to go to such purpose-placed places like this, particularly as a young person?
Yeah, I think one of the things that strikes me about this particular university is the degrees that are offered here are just things that young people are passionate about right now that they probably never considered they'd get to do a specific degree devoted to.
Yeah.
So when we talk about esports, when we go out and we talk to young people about video games, like, oh yeah, I love video games, I love it. Maybe I'll go do maths, maybe I'll go do something else to get into it, computer science. It's like, yeah, you could do that, but look at the degrees at Staffordshire Uni London, because they might actually have the exact part, the exact element of video games that you love, and you can go and get a full degree just in that and join the industry and have that inside knowledge. So I think it's incredibly important.
I think, like you say, so many people express an interest in it, and worrying that people don't quite recognise what's here, which is an amazing facility. But it is a great facility. In particular, the judging area is a great facility. So I'm going to send you back to there. And here's our last couple of teams. Representing Cats College, Cambridge, Fearless Islanders.
Our target customer. So our target customers are all genders who are over 16. They are casual gamers, and they will be able to play it on all devices, and the game is for entertainment purposes.
For game features, we have 16+, adaptive, online, and cross-play, create your own character, and free to play.
So the main objective of the game is to survive. The whole event takes place in jungle, and each player will have options to create your own characters, choose your weapons, and update your skills. Also, while playing, you will need to complete the tasks such as defeat enemies, find special items, or unlock new maps. Also, the description of the game is that this game is for those who seek to find the truth behind the cursed island and not to hide.
Characters. So you can personalize your own character and change any features such as skin tone, eye color, and others. Also, you can change gender, race, and body type. Also, you can see here our enemies that the participants of our group drew. So they're gonna be given some special features and characteristics, and you should fight against them and win.
To improve gaming experience, our game will allow virtual reality technology to be used, giving gamers a better feel towards the game, as well as cross-platform play, meaning a PC gamer, a computer gamer can play with a PlayStation and Xbox gamer. Finally, for console players, you will be allowed, the controllers will have haptic feedback. This just gives a better feel of the game towards the gamers.
Potential cyber attacks and solutions. There are two types of cyber attack, which are brute force attack and credential stuffing. Both of these attacks are aiming for stealing the account of normal users and also abuse it. So to prevent it, our game will use the fingerprinting device for recognizing each user by their fingerprints, and also adopt the multi-step login system for multiple barriers, and for falsification of vulture goods and data, which means earning vulture money in a wrong way by using the specific software called plugin software. We will use the anti-plugin software to make the game fair.
Launching and promotion. For promotion, since it's a new game, we'll be promoting through social media by having hashtags, influencers, sponsors, and competitions and giveaways. Influencers such as KSI, who has over 22 million influencers and years of gaming experience, will also be used for promoting since its target audience is 16+, which is similar to ours. Sponsors we will be partnering with is Activision. They are partners with games such as Call of Duty, making it just behind EA in its market. There will be brand visibility through sponsorships and media coverage through giveaways and interactive booths. Competition, we would be hosting competitions such as Battle Royale on a weekly basis with winners unlocking prizes, growing an audience of different ages and sexes with cross-marketing data subsets with over millions of viewers.
Okay, thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, we are happy to answer them. Thank you.
I'm going to pick up on two things that I was really impressed with. I was very impressed with the level of detail throughout. So not just a sort of, oh, well, we're going to do this, that actually it's that depth, especially when they were talking about cyber, you know, when they talked about the actual user experience of the game and specific mention of haptics within the control mechanisms and things like that. So that really did impress me. I did have a little giggle when they talked about vicious close quarters combat, and I just thought there's obviously something in there. But no, I think that, again, like Sami had said with previous submissions, that actually using a format that's well known, but then about that enhancement and that taking the user experience a little bit further. But the second thing that really impressed me was that when they were talking about the personalisation elements within the game. So we're living in a world at the moment where equality, diversity, inclusion is at the forefront of everything, and those that are producing the entertainment content for us, whether it's film, games, music, it doesn't matter what it is, need to be more reflective of the type of society we're living in and the type of individuals that want to engage with those games. So being able to personalise a character that most matches an individual's personal identity, I think is really important. And I know a lot of games companies have come under some criticism in recent months and years over this. So it's really nice to see that as a team that was a consideration for them.
So I'll say, yeah, definitely strong branding. I picked up on that Jumanji feel for sure, and I thought throughout every slide they kept it consistent with the branding. So I thought it was really strong branding. They matched the game well, and also the enemies. The concept drawing of the enemies is so important, because often people think it's the heroes that make the game, but actually it's the villains that make the games, because you feel good about beating the hardest villains, and they showed you they looked scary, didn't they? So I thought that was really well done on their behalf, and also just the way that their presentation was done with them remotely in their own house. So I thought in them putting this presentation together, they showed almost great spirit. It was almost like the ethos of their game. What was their tagline? Like, will you survive? And they were showing us that they were surviving through this, and they were making the best of a bad situation and still getting their work done. So yeah, really well done.
From Greater Brighton Metropolitan College, Project Patchwork.
What is Project Patchwork? Project Patchwork is a turn-based RPG game that has the exploring a patch-like world with doll-like creatures and NPCs. It's an explorative game. It's kind of a dungeon crawler style thing.
Yeah. So as Drew has already said, the game is an RPG style game. So as such, the game will have an overworld sort of area where the player can find dungeons, interact with NPCs, and I've made little storyboards to demonstrate this. So, I'll put this out. So they can encounter little people, they say, hello, please kill the bad guy.
Dialogue will be more varied in actual release.
Maybe. They'll go up, they'll find him, they'll interact and start a fight. And then with the style of the game, some curtains will close over the scene, and then a cutscene will, not a cutscene, the fight scene will initiate. You'll get a little close up on the boss before the fight initiates. And to talk about gameplay as well, we have a function in terms of future tech with machine learning. So what we're thinking is, if players are struggling, the game will pick up on this, and it will make the game easier by, for example, increasing loot drops, decreasing enemy health pools, and the opposite will be true. So if they're finding it too easy, it'll make it harder. So to talk about the style briefly as well, as the name suggests, it's got a patchwork style. It's very much like an arts and crafts looking thing. And this is reflected in the designs, the set pieces, all of that. You've already seen this, but I'll show it again. This is a little mock-up of what a fight scene would look like. You'd have your character lineups. They're just basic designs based on a ranged fighter, a melee fighter, and a magic caster, whatever. And it will be like a stage, so here are the curtains, as the cutscene shows. And you'll get to take on various enemies, but they'll also still have the patchwork theme. And to talk more about enemies.
Okay, I wanted to go for animals. I did a bit of animals and I tried different exaggerated body shapes. So with that, there's a goblin and there's like a demon there. with this design, this will be one of the bosses, which is a octopus, Patchwork octopus. And with this one, with this final one here, I decided to try and I did like a marionette on the right, and I tried to. I did a headless torso with like maybe some body shape references from like a gorilla or something. And this is the rough like advertisement puppet poster I done, which is the marionette being controlled by a hand by a much more larger force.
In terms of anti-piracy, we would have the game use Steam's feature where it asks for a unique identifier and sends that to the player through the Steam client, and then you have to input that on the title screen in order to actually launch the game for the first time, but then the game remembers that you've done that to prevent inconvenience for the players. As you can see here, our target audience is explorers and achievers, and the game will be around $14.99 on Steam, since that's a reasonable price for games in my opinion. And then our week 1 launch marketing strategy is 2 or 3 weeks before launch, we'll do a final test of the game, do a run through every developer, we'll play through the game from start to finish and make sure that there is no issues whatsoever and the game is extremely polished. Our first day we'll build hype with the use of promotional materials, we'll start dropping trailers, and our influencers will have received copies earlier that they can now begin doing playthroughs of. We'll maybe use some like RT Game and Spiffing Brick, for example, and Spiffing Brick's also known for his finding of bugs quite well, so that'd be good to have him look over the game. And why we should win as a team, we have recognised our own strengths and weaknesses and assigned roles to each other, and we've worked really cooperatively together to achieve a shared goal, and we hope to collaborate further, honestly.
I think for me, the things that I picked up on that I was really quite impressed with was that I thought that as a team, they'd looked at the rest of the market, they'd looked at some comparator games and saw where they could, how they would maybe be able to pitch against those games. Is it very, very similar? So, and then that's when they led through, obviously, and they talked about price points and a particular mode of sale. So there's really some really good specifics in there, which I thought was great from a business perspective. Some nods to elements of legislation and cyber and use of pop-ups and single player and that risk mitigation, I think, that rather than thinking about lots of rules and lots of heavy shielding or something, actually no, let's just remove the risk, which I thought is actually probably a cheaper way to produce something. And I like some of the concept designs and I like the storyboarding. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, this concept art is probably the most like what I would pick up. I think the artwork was so clear and vibrant. There was a clear theme throughout. They had both their villains and their good guys. They had their NPCs. So it was very much so. We came up with a concept. The concept is crystal clear in our minds, and they were able to translate that to us very easily. The concept of a turn-based RPG, also very straightforward, so I really liked that. I also really enjoyed their future tech, adaptive difficulty based on AI and understanding the player going through. I think that's really interesting. We've seen a lot of people go towards wearables, VR. This was something a little bit different that make sure that the player is having fun, that the customer is enjoying their experience with the game. So I thought commercially that was quite clever.
And finally, representing Kirklees College, Space Run.
Bailey, Jess and Oliver and me, Brianna, all contributed to help design the concept for our game and designs. The target market is 3+, as the game is easy to use and fun to play to pass time or be competitive for friends and family. Space Run is a game where you dodge obstacles like meteors while collecting coins, prizes and boosts such as lasers as it speeds up. The higher the score, the higher the level. The alien and shuttle have many things to unlock like a cat one, either through leveling up, buying personally, through coins or through prizes from the map. Different levels means the badge change from bronze to platinum. There are upgrades to the shuttle such as lasers and rockets. Below are the original designs for the alien and shuttle.
The alien is turquoise skin and white costume with black boots and bronze badge to start off with. The shuttle is white shuttle, turquoise wings with colour changing flames depending on speed going. Oliver?
We plan to make use of future tech, however, it is not required to play the game. We believe VR is the best choice for future tech gaming as it makes the game more interactive as well as more fun to play. Cyber attacks. The best way we can avoid cyber attacks in the game is to ensure to keep up to date and have the correct anti-software built into code. To do this, we need to ensure we encrypt data, test repeatedly and use a high level of authentication. For our esports event, we plan to invite the top 100 players to an event to go head to head. Promotional ideas. We're going to create accounts on social media, including Facebook, Instagram and TikTok, as they're very popular at the moment, and we'll send the game out to influencers early so they can play the game and get the game more recognition.
Really?
This is a screenshot of what the game will look like. The background will be space themed, and the two purple buttons at the bottom what says higher and lower are just there for show, but they will be used by the user to move up and down the spaceship to avoid getting hit by the meteors and to collect the coins.
Yes.
Our team has come together to come up with our game Space Run, and we did our best to create an enticing game for all ages above 3 years old.
Thank you for listening.
Well, that's a new demographic for us, isn't it?
Well, it is, 3-year-olds. Yeah, it's probably about my level, to be honest. I like that. I'm going to jump in. I really like that they weren't just thinking about their own demographics and their own age groups, that they were thinking about, okay, let's think at that early years. And because until I heard that, though, I was thinking this is quite a simplistic kind of game, sort of gameplay. I think that's great. I think as well, it's interesting that the games that have been created for that kind of age group as well are being used to help those at the other end of their lived lives with regards to dementia and Alzheimer's, and about increased use of technology to help aid those who are disengaging from their lived lives. So I think it's really important to think about that from a 360 perspective. And I liked, it was a bit rushed in places, I'll be honest. I think I couldn't quite quickly read. But what I also liked was, again, they didn't think, well, we don't need lots of characterization here. We don't need to, this is actually quite a simple format. We just want to enhance it. And I liked that. I liked it, a simple approach. Sometimes that works best.
Yeah, no, I think like we've been everywhere, right? We've been to the jungle, we have cars, so it's good that now we're in space, and definitely picked up on the 3+, which, yeah, you make a great point, Matt. It is good that they've gone for a target audience, not themselves, so it really challenges them to think from the perspective of someone else. What I would have liked to have seen, though, from that perspective is, if you're aiming a game at 3+, you're pitching at parents, and you need to have that educational element in it, or that really just colourful, vibrancy. That's the two things the parents look for. Is it going to keep them distracted? Is it going to educate them? And I don't know if they quite got that, but I did love their level of detail. It was a little bit quick in places, but they obviously put the work in. So it just a shame that they didn't just slow down to make sure we could hear all their good ideas. But you could see it was there. That it was really well thought out. I think, it's good to see the different target audience there, because we're not asking them to just go for 16 to 19 year olds, which a lot of people did. So that was really well done up there.
I'm as an educator, I'm going to disagree with both of you on one point. I think over the last 12 to 18 months, parents' focus has not wholly been about the educational content of a game. It's been, can this please entertain those children of an age that I've been stuck with all day, every day? Sometimes, actually, fun for fun's sake is perfectly acceptable. I just think, not everything has to be a learning experience. Actually, by engaging in something that's fun at developmental ages, in itself is educational. Yeah. So I just sort of, end with a joke, but end with a serious note to that joke. Thank you.
So we're 8 teams down. The exciting part is that basically means we've now seen the national champions this year, albeit we don't yet know who it's going to be, because back in the judging area, I've got Matt. Obviously you're about to go and make a horrible decision, or I don't know if horrible is the right word, but stressful nonetheless.
Difficult decision.
Literally. What was that experience like? We've kind of alluded to the fact it was hard already, but what was it like judging?
Well, I'm going to say something. The future's safe if the talents and skills that we've seen today from young learners is followed through into industry in the future. I think when it comes to the use of technology and the understanding, I'm safe for my old age. I know that the future generations are in safe hands. But I think what really impressed me personally and the rest of the panel was that the actual brief itself was clearly understood, and those schools and colleges that did really, really well are ones that listened carefully and read carefully and actually were able to present their understanding, and across the board, very impressed, and some very difficult decisions.
So it's safe to say from that you're impressed with the quality of the ideas then?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things is this is a demographic, this is an age group that gaming is something that they've grown up with. They've also grown up with understanding and seeing trends and changes within different sectors. And they've obviously listened. They've taken notes, which is great, because they were able to put that into their ideas and their plans. I was very impressed indeed. In
also
fact,
a little stressed.
Yeah, a little bit stressed, yeah. But I'd also say that if some of these end up being in the marketplace, I might be an investor.
Safe to say, good news for you guys watching along from home then. So obviously it's been sort of a busy day, and it's been a busy year to say the least, everything's been going on. And we would have loved to have all of you here physically. It can't be the case, and we're not going to dwell on that in any way. But I think that in light of everything that has been going on, and with the quality of the ideas that we've seen, is there anything that from your behalf and from Staffordshire University London overall you'd like to say to the colleges, the tutors and the students that have taken part?
I think collectively we're all part of a connected sector, education. Those of us that are trying to get people to learn, and those of us that are receiving learning opportunities. And I think it's been very difficult. We're really proud of the schools and colleges that we work with. They've faced some very tough times in the last 12, 18 months. And we've recognised those challenges, and so the fact that the tutors and the teachers and the mentors have been able to encourage their students to take part in this and give up of time, which is not easy. You know, we saw in some of the presentations multiple uses of different technology to present the ideas remotely and from different locations. And I just want to say a big thank you, because it's really important. This kind of enrichment activity helps young learners understand what they could do next. And then we're on hand to help you as tutors, leaders, careers advisors, etc., to be able to give additional advice and guidance in subject areas to your students. So I think it's been really valuable all round.
100%, and I'd kind of echo that really. The support, the guidance, everything that's available here is second to none, quite frankly, and that's because there's so many experts here. Obviously, taking a break from the challenge as such, speaking of expertise, we've got clearing coming up. Neil say is very much a field of expertise, and hopefully you can enlighten us as to what that process looks like and how potentially some students might even apply for clearance come here.
Yeah, it's been a difficult time. Last year, students that joined universities up and down the country have had differing experiences. Let's be honest, we've all seen things in the press. And we know that some students were mindful this year, I'm going to wait. I'm going to see whether the world's going to reopen or not, whether somebody turns back on the national light switch. I think we're in a position at the moment that we can confidently say there is a move and there's an appetite and a desire for that. We want students' learning experiences from this September to be as back to normal as much as possible. I hate to use the term normal, because actually there are some things we're going to leave behind. Yeah. There's also some what we call COVID keeps that we're going to bring with us, because actually they're really valuable. So when it comes to clearing isn't just a mechanism for those that didn't do well in their assessments and exams. Clearing is about a rethink and an opportunity to think, to look back at the decisions that you might have already made and suddenly think, oh, there's some things I didn't know about. There's other opportunities that I hadn't thought about. So irrespective of where you are within a UCAS cycle or within considering university, we're here to be able to answer those questions and maybe give you some further insight for you to be able to make maybe a slightly more robust, informed decision at this point than you might have done when you applied to UCAS originally back in September or October.
I would try to add something to that, but I can't, to be honest with you. You've explained it perfectly.
It's not my first rodeo. I've been looking after clearing in different mechanisms for over a decade now, and every year is slightly different.
Yeah.
But I think the key thing is, if you've got questions to ask and you've got any uncertainties, speak to your friends, your family, your classmates, speak to your tutors, and speak to universities and higher education institutions. We're all here to help you.
I think that research is an important part, isn't it? And that research is across every part, from the courses, the lecturers, the alumni, but the campus goes without saying is a really important part of that research. And you've had the opportunity to see parts of this campus, but it's an incredible facility. So I want to take a quick break from this interview now. I'm going to give Matt a chance to chat to the other judges. And actually, I'm going to pass you over to one of our other judges, albeit in a slightly older video clip from today. And that's going to be Sami, showing you exactly what is on offer here at Staffordshire University London. So while we have a little bit of a chat behind the scenes, have a look at exactly what it is that the facilities have on offer here.
Hi, my name is Sami Ngele. I'm an Institute Services Manager and I'm here to take you on a tour of Staffordshire University London, based at Hearth. Follow me. Yeah, so you enter via Atrium D of the Fabric Factory and you'll find us on the first floor. Keep following me. And here we are. Come on in. So the first place you come to is the welcome desk, where there'll always be a member of staff here to answer any questions that you might have. This area here is known as the den, and it's where you generally have your breaks. It's a good place to relax and socialise with your course mates. We've got lockers for you to store your stuff. We've got fridges, microwaves and dishwashers so that you can take your break and heat your food and whatnot. This little area here is just small breakout space so that you can have groups, seminars and workshops and so forth. Here we are in our game studio, which is also known as Studio 1, and in here you'll find 30 dual monitor PCs with the latest gaming software to allow you to design all sorts of games. And what's really good about this is, well, you've got these tables in the middle where you can whip your chairs around and work in small groups as well on laptops if you're bringing those, or just to maybe share ideas before going back to the PCs and working on those. Next door, we've got another studio that's a mirror image of this one, and that's where we teach our cyber security course. And it has a dedicated cyber stack which allows you to test the latest vulnerabilities completely safe. And another cool thing is you can open up the two studios to have a 60-room PC room that can be used for hackathons and such things, so that's really cool. Some other cool bits we have on campus are Skype pods for virtual meetings, breakout area with soft seatings for group work or self-guided learning. We also have open access PCs, once again for group work on PCs, and we have the esports arena. And here we are in our esports arena. It's a one-of-a-kind, state-of-the-art facility with the latest industry-standard kit. It's a 6v6 setup. We've also got broadcasting equipment, and it's specially designed for our esports students to be able to put on tournaments and broadcast them live. Now, the kit in here is really high-tech, and if you want to find out more about it, there is a video on this platform that tells you a bit more about the technology that we have in here. But this brings us to the end of our tour. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions about any of the facilities you've seen me show you through, you can ask questions on here. There's a little chat box there. If not, hopefully we'll see you here for an open day in person.
So hopefully you've had a great chance to have a look around the facilities here, and all I'd stress to you really is that the video clip that you've just seen there is available on the official Staffordshire University London YouTube channel, along with various other different video clips. You've heard Matt talk about clearing and so on, and we spoke about research. YouTube's a great tool to do that, so please have a chance to have a look at that in your own time. Speaking of chatting in our own time, we just had a good chat, the judges have all had a good chat, and it's exciting to say that we now know who the national champions are, but I'm not going to give away too much. This is how it's going to work. We're now going to hear the top 4 teams and also a couple of extra honourable mentions in there as well. Before we get to the top 3, we added in 4th place as spur of the moment today on the day of filming. It wasn't the plan, we were just that impressed in short, weren't we? So I'm going to pass over to you and let you explain who 4th place is, why they're 4th place, and also a couple of those honourable mentions, if that's all right, Matt.
Yeah, that's great. So Yeah, we added in 4th place because actually we felt there was a need based on the level of talent and skill that we talked about that was demonstrated. So 4th place is Project Hearth from Northbrook Metropolitan College. We thought it was a really confident pitch. We also really liked the fact that they used an engine, a games engine, to actually develop some character environment assets. And also that there was a nod to community platforms such as Twitch, etc. So obviously keen gamers, so well done, 4th place.
So congratulations to you guys in 4th place. We also have some honourable mentions that I know we're quite keen to get across to. So before we pass over to John, who's going to announce 3rd place, talk me through these honourable mentions.
Yeah, so there were certain themes that came out when we were judging. There were certain sort of sparks of sort of innovation, and we wanted to recognise those. So Antica, we really wanted to say the well-being thematics within that game, within Serenity. We thought it was really clever. It was very contemporary. We thought that it was something that is probably a vehicle that is going to be used across the games industry, mental health and well-being, especially as we emerge out of the pandemic. So we wanted to give that a notable mention. Also Space Run from Kirklees. What we really liked is this was aimed at a very young demographic, early learners, and we thought that that was really important because education starts really from the minutes that we open our eyes, and I think it was really nice to see that gaming being used for a positive effect on youth. We know lots talking about too much screen time, etc., but this was really nice. It had a theme in there for early learners, which we thought was great. And also to Telford College for Car City, what we really liked about this was how they took it to the esports level, where they were talking about the build of the game, how it would start locally, move regionally, and then internationally, and how that could be mapped into esports tournaments, both virtual and live competitions. We thought that was really impressive. And Project Patchwork from Greater Brighton Metropolitan College. The team really impressed us with their concept art visuals. Yeah. They were clearly a group of artists, and that they had looked at from both angles, from the player perspective but also the environment, and how that flowed through the game storyboarding. Very impressive indeed, and that was very much worth a notable mention.
So safe to say we've had an amazing, a busy, emotional at times day trying to go through all of these project ideas. And all I want to add really before we round this off and announce that 3rd, 2nd and overall the champions is that we have seen some incredible ideas, exactly like I mentioned right at the start of this broadcast. And I just want to stress that overall the standards have been incredible, not just today but right across the year. But I'm not going to wait any longer. I can't wait to announce who our winners are, and 2nd and 3rd place. So announcing 3rd place, we've got John from the Inspiration Learning Group.
For our 3rd place pick, we chose Fearless Islanders from Cats Cambridge. We chose you guys for 3rd place because of your outstanding detail, your excellent brand identity, and the nod to customization, which is so important in the market right now.
And in 2nd place, we had R. Candy from Westminster Kingsway College. What we really loved about this project in particular was the concept, really strong concept, and the branding as well, very clear with all the different sweet tie-ins as well. And we also liked they had a mass appeal as well as an expert player mode as well. So really well done, guys. The concept was fantastic, and so was the branding.
We're delighted to announce that this year's National Skills Challenge winners are the game Demeter from Kirklees College. We were really impressed with the outstanding visualization and character development, and also the effective gameplay planning, and obviously a full storyboard approach that you took with recognizable thematics and the type of games that new consumers would be able to engage with, which was really important how you followed that through into how you would commercialize this through esports tournaments as well. Very well done indeed. We were all very impressed with you.
So there you have it. We've now crowned the 2021 National Skills Challenge champions. So congratulations to you guys from Kirklees College. It's been incredible to see your idea, but actually it's been incredible to see the work produced by every single college, the tutors themselves and the students that have entered to take part in the programme this year. But also let's pay a nod to all of your parents and guardians, because it has been a little bit of a different year and there's no guarantee that all of you took part in your normal college environment. So to anyone that supported all of the ideas that have come to life this year, all that I want to say is a congratulations and a thank you on behalf of the Inspirational Learning Group and Staffordshire University London, because the outcomes that you've all produced are absolutely incredible and it's a genuine pleasure to see. So all that it leaves me to say on camera, by the way, is a promise that we're going to be back bigger and better than ever, and we can't wait to see the incredible ideas that you have to produce, not just next year, in many years to come. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you at one of our many other events in the future.